Good morning. Yeah, welcome back to our training modules on visual analytics with Power BI and Python from the Data Core. My name is Oladimeji Kazim, the facilitator. In the past few modules, we've looked at an overview of visual analytics. We've considered visual perceptions, critical communications in today's business world. Then we've looked at visualization tools. In module 2, we have considered use cases to visual analytics, talking about business use cases, talking about the various players or stakeholders. On this third module, we shall be looking at introduction to Power BI. We need, like we have said, we need Power BI for providing dashboard reports. However, the first part of this session will look at the installation of Power BI and the interface. How does it look like? Then how do we play around with the visualization tools? Please let's go into the module. I have already downloaded it. However, in order to download Power BI, go to your Google, type download Power BI desktop. Yeah, in most cases, it's the first one on the call. So you pick it, go to this page. Now you have a choice of either downloading directly from here. It uses the Play Store on your computer, or you go to advanced download, and that brings you here. Now, you click on download here, it gives you two options, depending on the kind of settings that you have, the kind of computer that you are running. If your computer is a 64-bit computer, then you make use of this option. If it is not a 64-bit computer, then it is 32-bit, or otherwise you make use of this one. So in my own case, I downloaded this because my computer is a 64-bit computer. So I don't need to download it again. All I need to do is to click next, and the download takes off from there. Now my own downloaded version is already in my download folder. So I go to my download folder. Here is it. So I double click on it. Yeah, the first screen looks this way. Let's minimize every other screen. Let me minimize every other screen so that we have my desktop. Okay. So we have something of this nature. You select your language of choice here. Mine is English. I go to next. Yeah, this is like asking you for permission to conduct the installation in case you are not the owner of the computer or you are not an administrator of the computer. So I click yes because it belongs to me. So the system is processing the installation media. Now at this point, you are expected to just click next because it's just an information to welcome you to the wizard. Okay, so go next. Yeah, read the Microsoft agreement as related to Power BI. As soon as you are done, you are comfortable with the agreement, then accept it. Then go to next. Now this is where you tell the system where you would like to install it. In my own case, I would like it to be in my D drive, so I change this to D. You can point it to anywhere. So let me check my folder. Is it D or E? It's E actually. So I'm going to point into E drive. Right, you can change it and point it anywhere. So the system is flexible. So I go to next. Yeah, it's ready for the installation. As soon as the system is done, I need to create a desktop version, a desktop icon for me, so that I do not need to search for it. I can always click on it from my desktop. So I click install. Now the installation began immediately. It does not take much time, it's very fast, and as soon as it's done, you're on the go, ready to use. It's straightforward. So the speed depends on the speed of the computer. It depends on the configuration. It depends on the memory. It depends on the processor. It depends on the space. So you all may not have the same installation duration. So this timing is based on my own computer configuration. So it's done. Now, as soon as I click finish, the system launches. That is the main office icon here. If you uncheck this, it will not launch. But as soon as you check this, it launches. So that takes us to the interface. Now on my screen here is the icon. This shows the icon like a shortcut to the interface. You can as well bring your icon to the status bar. It's based on your choice. So it's loading. Now we have the first screen, the default screen to Power BI. Now, now we are done installing the system, ready for use. The next step now is to look at the interface, play around with it, and see what the whole thing is all about. So that as we get into the next module, we go ahead and start creating dashboards as immediate as possible. So this next stage is to look at the interface. How does it work? When do we make use of it? How do we get data into it? So in the first module, we mentioned that there must be a problem. There must be a problem to be solved. And in order to solve that problem, there is need for data. The data could be available in the organization's database, or a questionnaire is administered in order to generate the data. When the data is generated, it goes into a repository. So we need to connect to that repository so that we can visualize, we can see, we can first view what the data is. After us, think of possible insights that could be in the data. Now, the first thing is to understand the interface. I have the first one here, which is a file. From here, I can start a new dashboard file. Please, I need us to see a dashboard the way we see Excel, which has different sheets. You can have different dashboards in a single file, like different sheets in one Excel workbook. So I create by saying new. It's going to create another file for me, something of this, like just like the screen that you're seeing here. Then I can save it whichever way I want it. Anywhere I want it. Yeah, this is the screen. So if you look down, now I have two files opened, the new one and the old one. So since I'm not interested in this, all I need is to close it. I close this because I have another one. So there are two now. So I just need to take out one so as to enhance the space of my computer. So that is the way to do it. Now the second thing is you can do save as, just the way we do our we work on Microsoft Office tools like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. You can save from here. Now the very first time of saving, you can direct it to wherever you want to save it to. Because if you click save, it gives you this, just as normal as every other Microsoft tool. So I'm going to save mine. I'm going to create a folder, and I'm going to call that folder Power BI. Now I want to create it in E Drive. E Drive. I call it Power BI. That is the name of my folder. So I want to save it here. So I give it a name, overview. Overview of Power BI. So it's saving as .pbix. So I save it. So now, when next I use this, it saves there. Unless I want to save it somewhere else again, and I'll use save as and direct it to that place. Now that location is this now. So we're as good as done. Now we have get data. Get data means you are bringing in your data from wherever the source is, wherever it is, either Excel, MySQL, SQL, Internet, Cloud, Azure, whatever it is. We use imports to bring in another Power BI tool, another Power BI file. We use import to bring it in. If I want to import another one now, all I need to do is to do import and look for wherever it is. Now, export means I'm sending it out. I'm moving it to somewhere else. Then publish implies, yes, I want to drop it somewhere for people to see. But I cannot publish here because this version is the desktop version. So it's not the enterprise version that allows you to publish on another server. With that, you can publish on another server and develop the dashboards on a different server. So the system is flexible enough to accommodate all this. Now I go to setting. This is where you do your options and do some preferred configurations depending on what you want to accomplish. So there are so many things that can be done here, but at our level, at this level, we do not need to bother ourselves about this. All we need to do is just to use the default. That's all. Now, we have home, insert, modeling, view, and help. Now, the home is not much. Get data. The same get data that we saw here is the same get data here. So these are the different data sources. There are so many data sources that the system allows you to connect to. So you want to use Excel, you want to use Power BI data set, depending on what your source of data is. This is Excel because these are the common stuff. So that explains why these three are there. SQL Server, data set, Power BI data set, Excel workbook. Yeah, because they are common. You can also enter your data directly. So if you want to bring your data from Excel, let's even check that. I click Excel workbook. Let me see if I can have some Excel files here. Oh, okay, yeah, I can see some Excel files here. So what I'm going to do is let me just upload this file for us to see. Yeah, these are the sheets in the file. So all I need to do is to check everything in case I need everything. But if I don't need everything, I'll just pick what I want. It's just for me to say to check it and click load. That's all. That gets my data in. Now the other option is I use SQL Server in case the office or the organization has a server somewhere. So the server name is there, the database, I drop it in here and I click OK. The system gets the server and makes available to you all the tables on the server. Another way is to look at Power BI data set. Maybe previous Power BI files that you have has some information, that's some data stuff that could be of use to you. So at that point in time, this is the set that the system connects to at this level. And the fifth way is to enter data. When you want to enter data, it's as simple as entering data in Excel. Just click, then bring in your data. Just the way you work with Excel. Right, so that is this one. Then you can also copy and paste your Excel data files here. Let me pop up an Excel file to use. Okay, let me look at this file. Okay, so I have this file. It's just to highlight the whole thing, paste it as if you are on Excel normally. Okay, yeah, the data is too large. It allows you to do 3,000 cells at a go. But what I have there is large, it's really large. So basically, it's just a normal copy and paste stuff. And that takes you to where you want to be as far as the interface is concerned. We have which other thing that we're going to be playing around with more. Transform data in case after bringing in your data, some of the fields need to change. For example, you have money as maybe the system brought money as text, and for you to be able to do calculations with this, you need money to be as either numeric or float or currency or money, whichever way, instead of not text. So basically we use it to do the transformation. Well, we shall look at all this in the next phase of the program. Now we have visualization. This is where you pick your visuals. That is it. I have this here now, so I can do a whole lot of it to it. I can bring another one, I can bring another one, I can bring another one, depending on the way I want the page to be designed. So this is my visual. Then this is a text box that allows me to type stuff normally. I can bold it, I can highlight, bold this guy, change the color to what suits me, change the font to what I think is good for me. Let me go area. Yeah, let me increase the font size. You can do whatever it is. Tool, anything. So basically that is the way it works. Then we have more visuals. Here you can get visuals from your source, from a former Power BI, a Power BI file that you had already saved somewhere, and that is it. Excuse me. Now we have new measure, quick measure, and the rest. These ones are not active because we do not have data at the moment. So we normally your data is split into dimensions and measure. You measure the value to the data that you are working with, the data that you are trying to, expose insights from. Dimension refers to the angles, the different perspectives that you are applying in order to see the data. I'll give us an example. Organizations usually make profit from different streams, revenue from different streams. So you may want to find out, okay, what is coming in from this product, what is coming from this service, what is coming from the other service. Those are dimensions. You may want to find out what is the sales in Europe, what is the sales in the US, what is the sales in Germany, what is the sales in the UK, what is the sales. So these are dimensions. You may want to find out by category of the items, it's also a dimension. So measure refers to those things that look intangible, the data, the what you are trying to uncover information from. So that gives an idea of what this interface is. Now, by the left hand side of the screen, we have this is your report. This screen that you are seeing here is this. Now, if you click on this guy, it takes you to your table. What you have just uploaded, you see the table and the data in this environment. Then you click on this, you have all your tables where you can integrate them, where you can point them to one another, where you can establish the relationship between them. Then the other side is, go back to the report, is on this side here, where we have the visuals. Now, one thing is to bring in a new visual of this nature. Another thing is what goes into it. So what goes into it is from here. You can take this one there, you can see that this has changed. If I click on this, it has changed to this. If I click on this, it has changed to that. This one has changed because there is no data. That is why we are having, you can see, I change this, I can change this one to this. I bring in new visual. I can change this to that, bring in another one, like that. So it's just for you to drop your stuff and drag the respective visuals into it. You have something that brings out insights, something valuable in what you see. So basically, this is just an overview of what works. Now, if I go to insert, I can insert new visuals, more. These are additional things that can be done. I can even do paginated reports, right? But what we are looking at here is just the introduction part of it. So this is just the interface, what we shall play around with at some point. Now, this is a page one. This is just like sheet one. Now, I can say this is the finance dashboard. Finance. Then I can open another one and say, okay, this is business development. In that order. And you can have as many as possible depending on the size of the organization, the size of the data, and the expectations. So basically, these are the areas that we need to look at. So far, we've considered the installation, and we have done the interface walkthrough. Please join me in the next session, which is module 4, where we shall be looking at a thorough development process for a report. So I'm going to develop 1 or 2 reports just for you to have some understanding. If time permits us, we shall look at 3 different reports. If I say report, I'm referring to dashboards. Thank you. Any data from whatever source is useful for our need. Thank you.